Tuesday, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful long weekend in Canada or the US. I know I did. It was beautiful outside. So I hope that you got to enjoy some beautiful weather and some relaxation and time with loved ones as well. So before we get started, we'll just quickly introduce ourselves for those of you who aren't familiar with who we are and what we do. My name is Jessica Melnick. I am a registered holistic nutritionist, the founder of the Anti-Arthritis Method, the host of the Happy Joints Arthritis Solutions Group, and I help both women and men with various forms of arthritis get back to living life the way they choose to, not the way that they have to. And Casey, I'll pass it on to you.
Yep. I am Casey Kephart. I am the founder of the Feel Good Formula, and I am a functional medicine nutritionist. I work with women with all different types of autoimmune diseases to get you back to the activities you love, trash your symptoms, get your life back, basically. And I am in St. Petersburg, Florida, where you sweat on every single walk now when you go outside and you have to change every single time.
Oh, I love that. And you didn't say where the sun always shines, but apparently it's shining pretty
But I'd mix it up a little bit today.
Oh, too funny.
There is no shortage of detox here, that is for sure.
Yeah, no sun is needed when you live in Florida. You just go outside.
Right, exactly.
Oh, too funny. So today, Casey and I are going to talk about what to look for in a good doctor. So there are different kinds of doctors that you may want to consult when you have arthritis or any other autoimmune condition for various reasons. And we're going to get into that today, what some of the options are and some of the other, like the different alternative healthcare modalities you might want to explore as well. Some that have helped us, some that we are familiar with and have had guests on our show to talk about. So we're going to get started today. And we're going to start off by talking about conventional medicine doctors versus functional medicine doctors. So most of us have grown up going to see our conventional medicine doctors. And usually we know those visits are pretty short, they're pretty quick. You have to really bring your questions with you and advocate on your behalf in order to make sure that you're getting thorough care. These doctors are typically really pressed for time. And so they don't have tons of time to spend with you and to go into like great medical histories and details with you. So they are going to be the doctors that are going to administer basic lab tests for you or give you requisitions for those. They often, of course, take insurance in the US and Canada. In Canada, we have universal health care. So our services are typically always covered by them. And what they typically do is their goal is to look at our symptoms, have some tests administered, and look at that to try to give us a diagnosis of an illness that we may be dealing with and also to prescribe medication. So the difference between those doctors and a functional medicine doctor is that a functional medicine doctor is a doctor, and a conventional doctor who has gone on for extra training. So they are going to have a more holistic approach. They are going to be able to give you test requisitions for things that your regular doctor, your conventional medicine doctor, will not be able to give you test requisitions for. They're going to spend more time with you. They are going to go over your family history, your lifestyle, your symptoms in detail, your diet, your environment, your lifestyle, all those things to try and assess the root causes of your symptoms. So, like I said, they also will have additional and specialized lab testing. They often do not take insurance in the US, but I know that we do have some in Canada that whose services will be covered by your regular insurance because they are also a medical doctor. So, Casey, did you want to add anything kind of between the difference between the two and some of your own experience?
Yeah, definitely. I think I might just have a different way of saying it too. So with conventional medicine doctors, it's usually we go in there because we have a symptom. The symptom leads to a diagnosis. The diagnosis leads to either a pill or a cream or some sort of pharmaceutical to help with that symptom. And usually they can diagnose that within 15 minutes and a CBC or some sort of lab work that they do, and they'll call you back for the results. with a functional medicine doctor that has had more extensive training in the functional medicine world, we are trying to figure out the root cause of why you're coming in with that symptom. So yes, we'll do blood work as well, but we're not attaching your symptom with a diagnosis, because that symptom, if you've heard any of our videos, it can be from so many different things. One symptom doesn't equate to one diagnosis. So, for example, let's say you're having a headache. You go into your conventional medicine doctor and say, "Hey, I'm having headaches," and they might give you some blood work, a neurological scan, or something, and say, "Okay, here's a pill for your headaches." You go to a functional medicine doctor and they'll say, "Okay, what is your diet? What is your stress levels like? What is your environment? Are we inhaling toxins every day? Are you a mechanic?" Things like that. And then we try to figure out where that headache is coming from through changes in lifestyle and nutrition. And the blood work, you never really know. But they take a whole circle approach, basically, mind, body, spirit. So I would say that the conventional medicine doctors, if it's not ER, if it's not emergency care, we're kind of putting a Band-Aid on our symptoms, right? So here's the pill. This might help with the headache, but that doesn't really get to the root cause of why you're having the headache in the first place. Is it dehydration? Is it a food sensitivity? Is it a toxin? Is it mold? Is it candida? Like, literally, it could be anything. So if you're finding that with your doctor now, that he or she just keeps giving you pills or just said nothing's wrong and you're not getting to that root cause issue, it might be worth seeking out a functional medicine practitioner. And I guess that leads me to my next point. There's a lot of functional medicine practitioners out there. They don't necessarily need a doctor to be a MD to know what they're talking about. So I myself am a functional medicine practitioner. My master's is in functional medicine and human nutrition. So we would be able to help you on the nutrition side of things, but there's also naturopaths that aren't MDs, but do know the encompassing of what MDs do as well. There are people who practice Reiki to heal traumas. There's people who practice meditation and yoga and hypnosis, and all of these things also help heal the root cause of symptoms, just with a different approach. So like we had Hillary on, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. She healed her autoimmune disease through the subconscious. That's functional medicine. We had Kelsey on Thursday, who teaches about burnout and does meditation and yoga and Reiki and all of these things, and she heals people through that. So functional medicine doesn't necessarily mean doctor. It means root cause medicine. Jessica, I'm going to pass it back to you if you have anything to say.
Yeah, no, and I think that's great. I love, and just like my training as a holistic nutritionist means that when I work with my clients, I'm working with you mind, body, spirit, and that is the same. The way that functional medicine works as well is that we're looking at you as a whole person, not just your physical symptoms, and trying to attach a diagnosis or a medication to that. So we, of course, like in our programs and the work that we do when it comes to arthritis or other autoimmune conditions, is we are working to fix those root causes of the problem. But even though nutrition is the cornerstone of the work that we do, we are also looking at lifestyles of our clients. We're looking at movement, we're looking at stress level, we're looking at other organs that may need some extra support, that may be contributing to your symptoms. So like I said, we're looking at you as a whole person, mind, body, spirit, and how all of those aspects of you are interconnected. So very, very different than conventional medicine. But I also believe that there is, of course, a place for conventional medicine for a lot of people. And I believe that the work that we do is a really excellent complement to that. And for some people, sometimes it can end up being, a replacement. Not in all cases, but sometimes it all depends upon the person. So I work with people who come to me, who have been on medications for like decades. Some people who are like, I just don't want to be on medication because I've had some really bad reactions to them so far, or I'm worried about the side effects. So I work with my clients from wherever they're at when they come to me, and we try to find a plan that works well for them.
Yep, exactly. So find somebody though, whether it's conventional or functional medicine, who can sit down with you, who can listen to your needs and your wants and your complaints and all of your symptoms instead of kind of just feeling rushed. Because I know whenever I go into a conventional medicine doctor, which is non-existent anymore unless it's my OBGYN now, but make sure that they are there for you and not just there to kind of like hustle you out of the room because they need to see another patient. And that can be functional medicine people too. Some of them don't listen to you. Some of them don't sit down. So find a doctor that you're able to be heard and seen and valued with, I think is the most important. And when you don't feel that, or you feel like you need a second opinion because you don't really know if that their opinion is best, then go seek that out. So we are our own advocates of our health and we know our body best. So oftentimes we give so much power to the doctor because they have a lab coat on, because they did 10 years of training, but we know ourselves better. They don't know us better. So when your gut is telling you that something's not right, or there's more information out there, or maybe I should just go see what this person says, I would act on it. And you're not going to offend that doctor. They might actually really respect you for taking charge of your health and to making the best informed decision for yourself too.
Mm-hmm. I know for myself, like I've worked with several different healthcare practitioners, including my conventional medicine doctor and my alternative healthcare practitioners. So homeopathic doctors, naturopathic doctors. I've done everything from acupuncture, physiotherapy,
Mhm.
iridology, all sorts of things. And I think it's finding, what you like, what you don't like. And like you said, the Casey said, finding someone you feel comfortable with, that you feel like you're making progress with. And, you may need to have like a team of people and different practitioners that you're working with in order to, find the best solution of things that work for you.
Yeah, for sure. So my support team for my autoimmune disease right now is she's clinically trained in chiropractic, but she does applied kinesiology. And then I have a talk therapist. I have Kelsey, who is our live guest on Thursday, who helps me with meditation and kind of hypnosis to treat internal traumas. And then I have myself as the nutritionist. So I feel like I have a multitude of people supporting me in different fields as well. So that might also be a planting a seed in your head that maybe it takes more than just one person. It kind of takes an army to help us through an autoimmune disease journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you have anything else you wanted to add, Casey, before I just let people know where they can find a functional medicine practitioner.
No, go right ahead.
Awesome. So I know this works well in the States. I'm not quite sure about Canada, but if you go to ifm.org/find-a-practitioner. So even if you just go to ifm.org, which stands for Institute of Functional Medicine, then you are able to put in your address, your postal code, and you're able to find a functional medicine practitioner within about 150 miles of where you live. In Canada, I would just Google functional medicine doctors or functional medicine practitioners in your area and just see what comes up. Depending on where you live, you may have more choices. I know here where I live, we have very few choices. And in my neighboring province, there are some cities that don't have any. So depending on where you live, you might have availability or no availability. You may have to travel for some extra help, but and this way, at least you can find a practitioner. And I think most of them you can contact and just get more information from them about like what they specialize in, kind of their areas of expertise. And so you can get a good sense if this is somebody that you actually want to possibly work with and possibly travel for if you don't have somebody in your area.
I think most or some, at least here in the States, do it online now. It's kind of hard to get an in-person thing. Just one, because the pandemic, but two, they realize that this is a good work-life balance for them. So even if there isn't a person by you, most of them still do it online because they don't kind of need to touch your body unless they're an applied kinesiologist. So they can still order labs for you. They can still meet with you virtually. So if you're okay with that, that might be a good place to start too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think that covers everything. So yes, like always, if you have any questions for us, post them in the comment section below, and we'll be happy to respond. And we're going to be back on Thursday with our special guest. It'll be a very interesting conversation. Casey, do you want to say a little bit more about Kelsey and what she'll be talking about?
Yeah, so Kelsey is the lady that does meditation and hypnosis with me, but she's going to be talking about burnout and stress and the different types of stress that we have, and then different ways to calm that stress and how to relax. Like oftentimes we aren't relaxing the way that we should be, and she's going to kind of go into that and explain the different modalities or methods for that. And she has a really unique story herself, so she'll be sharing that as well. But she's a professor, PhD, trained, and yeah, it should be super interesting. So they'll be here on Thursday.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your Tuesday and Wednesday, everyone. We'll see you then.
Bye, everybody.